Snapdragon Dairy, and what I'm going to be covering today is how to grout a tile mosaic. Because I made one and then looked online and couldn't find anything about doing tiles that were different depths. Different sizes is fine, but these are different depths. So I'm going to show you how I've been doing it, which I finally figured out. So, using standard grout, it has all sorts of instructions about how much you're supposed to use. I'm ignoring them. What I'm doing is making it a much runnier mix. Okay? I'm going to thicken this up a little bit more. Okay, standard measuring procedure.
It's kind of like cooking.
Sort of, yeah. And then just mix up. If there's dust, don't breathe the dust. You just want to mix this.
Zoom in.
You want to get it to a consistency sort of like thick whipping cream. So that when your stick goes through it and leaves a line, the line stays.
What happened to your hand?
I had an accident.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so that's about right.
It's like pancake batter almost.
Yeah, pretty similar.
Okay.
So, and my swizzle stick here is a chopstick. They're great. Good size, disposable. Now, then we get disposable piping bags.
For icing cake,
That's
icing sugar.
Yeah, for icing cakes with, and that's why you want the stuff runnier. The other factor is, because it's runnier, it gives you a lot more, it gives you 10 to 15 more minutes to work with it. Unlike the original recipe, which says, mix it up, slather it all on, squish it in, and wipe it all off, and you're done. Doesn't work with this. Anyway, spoon you're not super fond of.
Oh, okay.
I fold the top down like an icing bag. And this, put the stuff in here.
So how much do you mix up at a time?
As much as you think you can use within half an hour.
So start with less and...
Start with less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you do is shake that down.
Just like a piping.
You twist it.
Oh, you haven't cut it yet?
No, you don't cut it first. You cut it after.
Okay.
You don't want it spurting out the bottom. Next thing is you cut a little piece off, because you can always cut more, but it's really hard to cut less.
Put that against your shirt so I can get a good contrast.
You see it?
Okay, little tiny bit.
Just a little piece. Yeah, that's the piece on the scissors.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, so there's just a small hole there.
Okay.
Okay. Then we go to the bathroom.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Where the tile is.
Gonna pause?
Yeah.
And we're recording again.
Okay, so this is the mosaic I made. And as you can see, I've got standard big tiles. These ones, see, they're quite a bit indented.
Oh yeah, little squares.
Right? And I've also got these cool little things, which actually, after you've had some light on them, they glow in the dark.
The blue ones.
Yeah, it's like having stars. This white one will too. That's from a company called Core Systems. They make these, they're inert plastic stones, and you can like set them in around your pool, or they've got crushed ones to put in your driveway or whatever. Anyway, I love them.
So we got most of everything secondhand except the blue ones, right?
Yeah, we bought these new.
The glass ones, yeah.
Some of these were given to me, and some of them I just bought at the restore.
So everything's secondhand, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this one's a slightly beige color. Almost everything else is white. So anyway, I've got that part mostly done.
Okay.
This is the part we're working on.
So the gray is underneath.
That gray is the mortar.
Mortar, right? Yeah.
The grout, you can get the grout in different colors. We're just doing white. This wall was done first, and it was done in the standard method. And you can see
Covered everything up,
we've
sort
actually
of.
had to be chipping stuff back out because it's set up so fast.
Yeah, that's no fun.
So, which is why we started on the wall you don't usually see.
Good plan.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I also have here is some rags and some water.
Okay.
So, because I use my fingers a lot. Now, this stuff is slightly caustic, not as much as cement. And you just want to rinse your fingers off.
Okay.
So,
Do you have to wet the wall first or anything?
I don't.
Okay.
No. You can't.
Because your mixture's a little...
My mixture's actually a touch sloppy.
Okay.
So literally all you do is like a piping bag. You just start squirting.
So you can only do a little bit at a time, kind of.
You just go down between
Yep.
the tiles as opposed to covering everything up,
Oh, I see. Right. Because...
right?
Yeah.
You're just putting the mortar where you really want it, right? And as it squeezes down, this is a bit soft, but it'll work. Because when this stuff sets up, it sets up the same as the mortar and the cement. Like, it goes hard.
Really hard, yeah.
And the whole point of this is, of course, you're waterproofing the tiles, so when you have a shower...
And then I'll just get wet.
Yeah. So then what I do is get my finger wet, and then I simply start running my finger down
To smooth it out.
to smooth it out, and then I start sticking it into odd
Do you have to
spots.
fill up, like cover all the gray?
You have to, all the dark gray, yeah.
Okay.
So between every tile.
Because on the bottom I can see gray still.
Yeah, I haven't got that all done yet.
No, up at the top here.
Where?
Like on the right side, there's still gray. Where you put the goo on?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm still going to...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And see, this is an indented one. So I'm just filling it up with the extra. If this isn't high enough, you just add some more.
Oh, okay.
And then run your finger down again, just to make it nice and smooth.
So that's the effect. You want to just make it smooth.
Yeah, you just want to make it smooth. And you can see over here, this is some of the from before, some got pushed on here. I used a sponge later, but that, see, it's just like a dust, it rubs off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Once it's dry, like...
Yeah. So when you get this all the way you want it,
Yeah, just do it slow. That's okay.
like that's starting to stiffen up already
Oh, really, eh? Okay.
because the moisture is being drawn out the backside.
Oh, okay.
A couple of rags was good too.
Yeah.
So you just keep working along like that. Now these are the standard sized or depth tiles here.
So they're the same, so it's easier.
So it's all the same, yeah. So when you get in this part, I go along. Now you got to get it in all these little gaps too.
Oh, okay.
So that I just start.
That's when you just smear it on
I
top.
start smearing it on top, like icing.
And then how are you going to get that off?
Then I have a sponge.
Oh, okay. So you do a bit before you sponge.
Yeah, you do a bit before you sponge. But like I say, since this stuff is so moist, it's giving you the time to do it. Where with the actual recipe, I mean, it's quite stiff. It looks more like cement. It's kind of gritty looking.
Oh, okay.
With the actual instructions on the container. So. And this is a little runnier than the last time I did it, and I'm kind of liking it.
Goes on easier?
This can also, you see in these corners, you can get it in there with pressure.
Oh, I see. So
Right?
you're pushing it.
Where if you're just putting it on the surface, this is like icing. You've got actual some pressure behind there, and it's
Helps fills
making
it up.
it go in. Because as you can see, my spacing isn't all that even either.
Yeah. Oh.
But keep in mind, this is the first time I've ever actually done this, so. And I keep going, and I keep liking it.
Cool.
So I figure I've done okay.
Well, it's pretty. The
Yeah.
colors are great.
So again, just run it down with your finger. Now, if you do get a blop that falls on your tub, it's actually,
Get it off.
it's a good idea to get it off, but even if it hardens up a little bit, it's actually quite easy to get off the tub.
Oh, okay.
Unlike the mortar, which is like cement.
Oh, okay. So the dark gray, the one you
dark
put
is
under
the-
the tiles,
yeah.
sticks harder.
It sticks way harder.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's actually a new way to put little non-skid spots on the bottom
in your
of your tub.
tub.
And since I have a few, that's what they are.
It's your story and sticking to it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So,
Okay, I'm going to pause now.
okay.
And then we can come back when you're going to mop up, okay?
Okay.
Or sponge up. Now we're continuing with some sponging.
Yeah, so you can see the general idea when I
Looks kind of messy right now.
Looks kind of messy now. So you get a sponge and just get it wet. And I deal with smaller buckets and smaller containers because I find that encourages me to do smaller amounts.
Oh, okay.
I started off with the standard bigger bucket and all the fancy tools that you...
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been shrinking. Anyway, so for this part here, see, look it.
Oh, you pressed pretty hard.
You don't actually even have to press that hard. But all of a sudden you can see the tiles coming up.
Yeah. No, they're back now.
And then you just work it with your finger, right? And I just keep rinsing all the extra stuff off in the bucket. Now the reason we've been doing this tiling project is one of those tub inserts was here.
Shower, bathtub, the whole thing,
it
yeah.
had, the walls, tub, everything connected. And it split in the bottom and started to leak.
Oh.
And of course they put it in when they were constructing.
Oh.
So we had to cut it apart
Oh, jeez.
to get it out.
Yeah.
And then we went looking for a tub at the secondhand stores because this is 5 feet. They don't really make tubs this small much anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I had to find a secondhand one that was the right size with the tap at the right end. That took a little while.
Yeah.
Thank you, Restore.
So it's secondhand. Is it metal?
It's a secondhand, yeah.
Okay.
It's a secondhand metal tub. And so that went in, and then I started doing my mosaic. Because I like to do stuff like this. So, you see if there's a lump.
You still have time
with your
to, yeah,
finger.
okay.
And this has been on here for a good 5 minutes now. And it's still got some play.
Yeah, which is what you want, eh?
Which is what you want, yeah. Because I find, as I say, with the regular recipe, it sets up very quickly. Now, if you had an entire wall of these, no problem.
Yeah, you could just...
You just do the whole thing over and back, and you're done. And considering I've been working on this project for quite a while now, that occasionally sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah. Did you do... So do you have to wipe them all? Like the one, you missed them at the top of those subway tiles?
These ones here,
Yeah, okay.
I want to wipe them all off. Now, I can see that it's a little indented up here still. That's from a previous, just filling the gap. So I will be adding more up there. But you get your little stones off too.
Oh, yeah.
But like I say, you end up with like a dust on them. I can see
Yeah,
there.
like a film, yeah.
And you can wipe it off.
Oh, good.
You can just wipe it off.
So by the time all said and done...
Yeah. Now this stuff's a little harder. But I'll get a little piece of metal, probably tweezers or a nail or something, and you can just chip it off. Because this glass is so smooth,
Right.
you can just take it off, yeah.
So after this is all done, it gets coated with a sealer, right?
Yeah.
The grout gets sealed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And somebody else gets to do that because with my asthma I can't. So, but as soon as that's done, and we had a great plumber because the shower was here.
Oh, okay.
And he said, "Hey, do you want that higher?" It's like, cool. Never even thought of that. So yeah, shower's going to be high enough, and that's the pipe for the tap and the handle. And the plumber will come back in and finish all that off.
Cool.
So I'm going to go load up another one of my cake icing bags and keep going. So hope that was helpful.